Welcome to the Metaphysical Manifesting Podcast with intuitive lightworker, national speaker, metaphysical teacher, and best-selling author Lisa Kessler. What is it you want to manifest? Are you looking to increase your income, change careers? Maybe you want to manifest a new home or a new car. Are you ready to bring love into your life? You have come to the right place.
Hello, everyone. I'm so glad you're here today. I want to talk to you a little bit about your awareness of your energy when you're manifesting. So I've talked about a lot about that everything in our world is made up of energy, and the law of attraction of like attracts like, it's matching your energy. So when you're down or angry or frustrated, those are low vibration energies, and the universe isn't punishing you. It's just matching that particular energy, right? And sometimes if we are not aware of where we are putting our focus or where we're sending our energy, sometimes we end up blocking our own best interests, our own manifesting, not on purpose, but because we are not aware of where we're expending our energy. So let me tell you kind of what I'm talking about. There are times when we get distracted from our ultimate goal. So I'm just going to make up an example. Let's say that your ultimate goal is that you would like to publish a best-selling book. Okay, that's your ultimate goal, your big dream. And I'm using books because I write books, so that's sort of what I know. But you decide, okay, this big dream is going to be that you're publishing this best-selling book. And at first, when you're writing the book, oh my gosh, all your focus is into writing the best book you can write. You go through edits and you're still very focused. The edits are hard, but you get through it. And in the end, you're so thrilled. The book is everything that you ever wanted it to be. You're so happy with it. It goes up for early reviews, and the early reviews are fantastic. Oh my gosh, you're so excited. You can almost see that dream up ahead. And then the book comes out. And instead of keeping your energy focused on your book, on your own best interests, it's so easy for your energy to get pulled to looking at how other books are doing that just came out from your publisher or in your genre or whatever. And what ends up happening is you may not even notice that you're doing it, but as you check out those other people's rankings on Amazon or the reviews they're getting or that they're being interviewed on a podcast and you saw on social media, if your energy starts sliding over to comparison, it robs you of your joy of this moment. And once you start doing that, you may not notice it right away, but all of your energy is flying out the door. It's all going to something that isn't for your highest good. You're so focused on what everyone else is doing that you're losing energy for your bestseller. And it's lowering your vibration down into envy and jealousy, right? And once that starts to happen, the universe is just matching your energy. So when these things start to happen, it's important that we're aware of where we let our energy go. Think of it like a leak. Your energy is just leaking out to something that is not for your highest good. Comparison always steals our joy. You don't know what the path is of all those other writers whose books came out. And if this book doesn't hit the New York Times bestseller list, that doesn't mean your dream is over. The universe is planning everything for your highest good. Maybe you need 5 books to come out before you hit a list. That's fine. There are so many best-selling authors who will tell you it took them 10 years to become an overnight success. And that's just how it usually works. So, when you start to recognize that you are putting too much emphasis on what everyone else is doing, you need to plug that energy leak. So how can you get yourself back on track? You set boundaries for you. So a lot of times when people hear, you need to set better boundaries, we always think about it being for other people. I'm setting a boundary that no one can bother me until 8 a.m. I'm setting a boundary that my kids have to be home by 7, all that kind of thing. But you can set a boundary for yourself. You can decide back to that book example, if you have been expending too much time checking Amazon rankings, perhaps you put a boundary in for yourself that you are only going to check your book rank once a day. That's it. Maybe you put in another boundary that you're not going to look at any other books. Just check yours and get back off of that website, right? So these are some boundaries you can use to protect your energy so that your energy is still headed straight for that big dream, even if the big dream doesn't appear for this book, because you know that everything is unfolding for your highest good. I've talked about divine timing before, but it's the idea that everything is unfolding to be the best miracle for you. And sometimes we don't know what that is. We want it to be this book. But I tell you, if you keep writing books, when it does hit the bestseller, you're suddenly going to go, oh, thank goodness that first one didn't. I might have gotten that sophomore syndrome and never written another book. Now I have 10 under my belt. And when this one hit, oh my gosh, everyone started buying my backlist. It was such a blessing. I have heard that from so many author friends. And this goes for any industry, not just books. Another thing that you can do when you're setting these boundaries for yourself is figure out, where are you expending energy? And is it afterwards? Does it make you feel good or bad? I call these energy journals, and my clients that I work with on manifesting, it's a common homework item is, for the next week, just keep track of your energy. So basically what you do to make an energy journal is you keep track of your time. A lot of people do it for time management, but that's not what we're doing. We're not trying to work faster or smarter. We're trying to figure out and gauge how we feel afterwards. So when you're keeping an energy journal, it looks very similar to time management because you write down, oh, I spent 2 hours doing this. But in an energy journal, you are going to add to that how you felt afterwards. Because sometimes these energy draining that happens isn't always like my example where you're envying someone else. It's not always that kind of thing. Sometimes it can be a person in your life, and that's harder to gauge. But if there is a person in your life who every time you're finished interacting, you feel anxious or depressed or angry, those might be people where you start to circle it on your energy list and go, I'm going to put up a boundary that I'm going to let them leave me a voicemail, and we're going to talk every other day or twice a week or something, and then gauge how your energy feels. It's not anything against that person. I'm not saying you have to cut them out of your life, but when you're manifesting, it's really important that you are not expending energy for something that is not the dream. So if someone in your life is kind of an energy vampire and they don't even know it, and it doesn't mean they're bad, it just means that for what you're working on right now, this might not be for your highest good. Right? So you're setting a little boundary. But again, you can't figure out how to make those boundaries if you don't know where your energy is going and how it makes you feel afterwards. Sometimes when you read a certain book and you feel so inspired, keep track of that, because you can go back and reread the passages that just fire you up. Use that. Same goes for people. So I'm going to use myself as an example because this just happened this week. But I have a manifesting community online, and consider this your invitation to join us over there. But I do lives twice a week on Zoom. There is no pressure to show up. It's just there if you need it, because manifesting is long term, right? And sometimes we need some support. And anyway, last night was Tarot Tuesday, and we were actually talking about the Four of Cups, which is envy and jealousy and wishing you had what someone else has, which is a total energy drain. And I got on the Zoom, and one person from the community popped on because she was feeling down. And it just happened to be that we were talking about the Four of Cups. And she said, oh my gosh, this is exactly what's happening to me. And I think that the universe always puts you on a path to lift you back up if you are willing to take action on it. She just happened to remember that it's Tuesday. Lisa does Tarot Tuesday in the community, and she showed up. And by the end, she was feeling really pumped, and she was back on track, back where she wanted to go. And sometimes that's all you need when you are trying to change your life. So you don't have to do it alone. All right. And if something small like that can pick you back up, what an important tool in your manifesting toolkit. So, not to be a commercial, but if you are interested in the manifesting community, the link is in the show notes. It's very affordable. I did that on purpose because I don't want anybody to feel like they're out there changing their life alone. Just know that sometimes when we start changing, it makes other people in your life feel a little bit threatened. So it's normal that sometimes there will be someone, back to that book example. Almost every writer I know has at least one person in their life who was very threatened when they started writing a book, who kept telling them, why are you doing that? You'll never sell it. You can't make money as a writer. All these things that you don't need to hear when you're trying to write a book. And so just know that it's not mean. Sometimes I guess it could be mean-spirited, but usually it's not mean-spirited. It's just that people are comfortable with who you are today. And they're uncomfortable with who you might become. So when you're manifesting, sometimes it can make you feel very alone because people in your life might be pushing back against those changes. Even though it's positive change, it's uncomfortable for them because they're afraid they'll be left behind. And so when you're manifesting, if you're feeling alone, you don't have to do it alone. So check out the group. You can even try it for a week for free. Just see if it's for you. But it's a way for you to have a community where everyone is trying to better their life. We have Zooms, again, live twice a week. We have master classes on Zoom live once a month that are recorded. We do meditations there during full moons, and there's just a lot of encouraging activity when you are manifesting, and it's always there for you whenever you need it. So you don't have to feel like you have to show up, but when you need it, it's right there. And sometimes, like last night at Tarot Tuesday, it can be exactly what you need, because you need your energy to stay focused. Everybody has an off day, totally normal, but you don't want to stay there. So figure out a safety net to help you to keep on manifesting, because I promise you the only way you don't get your dream is if you give up. So don't give up. And watch where your energy is going. Keep that energy journal. I promise it can help, okay? And if you're interested in that community, hope to see you over there. And if you ever need manifesting coaching, like you're really working on something big, please, down below is the Q&A link to schedule a Zoom with me. It's totally free, and we can talk about what's going on and what's holding you back, and I would love to help you out. Okay, take care, you guys.
Thanks for listening to the Metaphysical Manifesting Podcast with Lisa Kessler. If you have questions or comments, or if you'd like to work with Lisa to manifest your dreams, you can connect with her through her website at metaphysicalmanifesting.net. That's also where you can claim your free weekly tarot reading and manifesting tips. Make sure you subscribe or follow the Metaphysical Manifesting Podcast on your favorite podcasting site so you never miss another episode. As Lisa likes to say, we can make magic when we bring the universe into the equation. Remember, you don't have to do it alone. If you'd like more information about Lisa, Metaphysical Manifestation Mentorship, or the Manifesting Magic Mastermind, visit her website at metaphysicalmanifesting.net.